Here we are in Wallet, looking at another peppercorn tree. They've got some building works and whatnot, and this peppercorn tree has been approved to be removed, yet it has a beehive in it. And Winslow Constructions doesn't like killing beehives, which is good for us and good for the environment. So here we are to pull out yet another hive out of yet another tree. That branch there I'm going to trim right back, because once I cut a hole into the tree, I'm not sure if the weight in that branch will support what I need to do, so we'll take that branch off. The rest of the tree is fine, it's just that branch that's a concern for me. And there you go, you can see we're in a nice little secure area all by ourselves. Anyway, we'll get this done. There we go, so we've cut the branch off. I cut it in sections obviously to make it safer. It is leaning on the fence there, but I did tell the guy that part of it would hit the fence. Anyway, so now let's just see if we can see. Actually, let me go get my loader. Okay, so what can we make out? So hard to tell. Looks like the hive's more to the front of the tree from where I've been working. So let's cut some more off and just slowly expose the hive. Okie dokies. We've obviously been cutting everything back, and there's our first glimpse of comb. This is going to be one of those frustrating cavities, which is annoying, but such is life. So now it's a matter of cutting into the side of the tree to start to expose the hive and the cavity. Okay, so we took this piece of comb out just because it looked like it was only a filler piece and there was nothing of any purpose to the hive except to help divert water away from the hive, just so that way we could see a little bit better where the hive is located and the cavity. So it's really not the easiest of cavities, yet it definitely looks like that side is the thinner section, so we'll ignore that side and we'll cut into this side and see if we can follow this cavity down on the side. Okey-dokes. So we've cut the piece out, obviously without damaging the integrity of the tree, and you can see here's the bulk of the hive. I'm not 100% certain if the cavity keeps going down the tree, but I'll have to get this comb out before I continue that exploration. There's the piece that we pulled out. So yeah, we'll get the rest of our equipment set up, start pulling some comb out, catch the queen. Fingers crossed we can get to the whole hive now without doing any more chainsawing. That'd be best case scenario, but we're not I'm just not sure. There's too many bees in there to make that definitive answer. It's very rare to need smoke when you're doing this sort of cutout work. These bees are lovely, and I don't need smoke to calm them down or anything. However, I do need smoke just to move them off the comb so I can see where I'm cutting, because I'd prefer to move them off the comb, cut the comb out, rather than cutting more holes in the tree. So let's get the smoker lit and start doing some cuts. You can see we've already framed up a fair bit of comb already, but now we just need to be able to move some bees around so we can get the rest of the hive. So as you can see, the smoke just moves the bees around so I can more easily work, and it now tells me that I can see further that the cavity sort of curves back up the trunk. So we'll just work on that and keep going. Okay, folks, I did want to, but unfortunately I have to cut further down the cavity. All up here is all honey. I'm just saving that to the end, so there's a chance the queen's up there and just the way the bees are fanning. But I can't get my hand down further, so unfortunately I have to chainsaw up a bit more. Okay, so there we go. Cut the next piece out, and now I can get to the remaining comb. Queen's definitely up here somewhere. So once I've got all the babies out, I'll smoke the hive upwards and out and catch the queen that way. Oakley doklys. So we've got almost all the comb except that one bit that fell, and we also just want to move that cluster up the trunk. So we'll let the bees do their thing for a little bit, and then once they've moved up, I'll be able to reach down and grab that piece of comb. But they're in the process of moving because the queen's up top, so they want to run to where the queen is. Just to speed things along, I put a tube down below the hive and pumped a little bit of smoke up, smoke down below the bees, just that way they run away from the direction the smoke's coming, and it pushes them up a little bit quicker. So you can see they're madly or fastly moving upwards now. Fast for bees, that is. We're getting more and more up there, going to join the queen. Most of the bees are now up the tree. There's just that piece of comb down there I need to grab. And then I'll start scooping bees and catching the queen. The cavity goes further up here, and of course that's where queen is. So what I now need to do is cut a channel up here to get to the queen, which is a nuisance, but unless I get the queen, I'm not going to be successful in this instance. So we need the queen, and I'd like to get her before it starts raining again. So you can see, cut a slit quite a long way. There's one here. Okay, clever queen, making it hard for me. This tells you how this one's gone. I finally got to the queen, got the queen clip out. It was tight, I couldn't really get in there. I knocked her and she dropped and she fell and she fell, and then she ended up somewhere down here, and she scurried before I got off the ladder and down into here. So she's now somewhere in this mass of bees. Because I've smoked the bees, they're not really telling me where she is. So yay, just when I thought I finally had her. But you can see why I hate peppercorn trees. Like, just look at this cavity. It goes all the way down there and then all the way up here. So golly, but can only laugh. What I'm going to do now is move the table over towards the hive, lift this box up closer to where the bees are. Unfortunately we've got robbing here, but there's it was a bit hard to do anything about it. That's by the time the robbing started. Anyway, we'll move the table over, scoop a whole bunch of bees, and fingers crossed they'll start telling the queen to go into the new box. It's been a really frustrating relocation. I don't think I've had a peppercorn tree go smoothly yet, but there's always a first time for everything. And finally, she was hard to get. We have her now. So yeah, I scooped a whole bunch of bees and then did some more smoking and finally got her. So we can hang her here between these frames, like so. Oh. Okay. So I'll scoop some more bees, lift the box up, and they should all start running in. Thank gosh. I've cracked the lid a little, obviously, and built a couple of bridges down here as well, just to get the flow of bees moving a lot quicker into the box, because it's starting to get a little late. We've ended up with a nice day. I was expecting more rain, but thank God it didn't happen, because we wouldn't have wanted more rain with the trouble this hive's been. But thankfully in the end it's worked out. Now we just got to get the bees into the box, and then after dark we'll come back and close it up and take them away. So there we go. Ended up a very big hive. So there we go. Okay, so we got back just before sunset, just so we could have a look at the hive and do things if it was needed. The bees have clearly left the cavity. We've still got robbing bees cleaning out residual whatnot, but on the whole we have the majority of the bees in the box. We now just wait for the returning foragers to come back and be fully orientated to the new box. When it gets dark, we can close the lid and the entrance and take them to quarantine. But we're nearly done. This one was, like so many peppercorns before it, was difficult. There we go, hive's loaded up now. There is one or two bees walking around that failed to find the hive, even though it was set up really closely for them. But really not many. There's a small cluster down there on the piece of comb that drops that I physically can't reach. But there we go. On the whole, we're all done. Queen's in the box, brood's in the box, and honey and 99.9% of the bees are in the box. Another difficult peppercorn tree.